because I think our states are so similar. You know, there's no pro sports. It's high school football. It's college football. You know, people are passionate about it. I think demographics are similar, and you know, you gotta be one or the other. You know, and it's kind of what people talk about all the time. You know, some form of fashion, and so I think from a passion standpoint, an intensity that kind of consumes the state and then kind of carries over into the off season. I think that there's nothing better than these two rivalries that I've been a part of. I think they're very much the same. The biggest difference is we're not in the same conference. You know, that's the biggest difference. When I was at Alabama, obviously, you know, you're not only in the same conference, same division. But that's really the only layer that we don't have, is we're not competing for a conference in addition to everything else that we're talking about.
Yeah, but going back, Wilkins was announced for several awards the other day. What's it like been coaching him throughout his career?
It's been amazing. I mean, he's very deserving of all the awards that he's being recognized for. You know, he's a Nagurski finalist. I think he's a Outland finalist now, and the one I'm most excited about is the Campbell Award. To me, the Campbell Award that's the Heisman for a football player, because you know it's a student athlete. It's the epitome, and so I've been to that banquet so many years. In every December up there in New York, and I've always said, man, one of these days, God, I hope we can have a player on that stage. So I'm so excited about that award, because it's not just football, and so that's exactly who he is. I mean, it's been amazing to watch him for 4 years. I mean, he's my first two-time curtain call guy ever as a senior. You know, he's a 2.5-year graduate who came back to college, who just plays relentless every single snap. I mean, he is so much fun to watch play, to grade. He loves to be coached. He loves to be coached. He loves to be challenged. He's an unbelievable leader, and you know, just likes it. I mean, he likes practice. He just is one of those guys that truly lives in the moment each and every day. And I just think he's such a breath of fresh air when you're dealing with young people, and just what he brings every single day. I was as a player, but just his commitment, his details, his preparation, his leadership, his encouragement to his teammates, his challenge to his teammates, all of it across the board. I mean, he's definitely one of the most unique young people I've ever had the privilege to be around.
Did you learn anything about Red Pro last night?
Yeah, he's doing good. Nothing's changed. Just going to be day to day, and you know, hoping for the best.
Yeah, well, going back to your inaugural season, your interim season, and you played South Carolina. That game kind of endeared you to the fans here. What did you learn that year about this rivalry? You'd been on the staff prior to that, but what that game, what did it tell you about this rivalry?
Not much, because, like I said, I had already been a part of I guess that was my 6th game. I think that was my 6th game. So really nothing different. I mean, I had lived in those first 5, and I knew how important it was, you know, living in the community, being a part, going out on the road recruiting. You know, people have no idea who you are, and they judge you instantly because you got a logo on your shirt. You know, that's just that's the way it was in Alabama, and that's the way it is here. And so I had kind of lived that in this state. So I knew. I mean, there was really anything different that I learned about the rivalry that game. That game was just, you know, probably the reason I got the job. You know, maybe I would have still got a shot, but I think after that was definitely, you know, the final piece to say, okay, hey, let's give him an opportunity, see what he can do.
Coach, how much has been made about potentiality of winning 5 in a row against South Carolina? You are 5-5 against the Gamecocks. How much would it mean to you to have a winning record against those guys?
Well, it's important, you know. I mean, that's something that I think we've done a good job with all of our goals, and but you know, we still got some work to do there, and you know, I just want to win every year. You know, every year is important. Every year is a season of its own. It stands alone, and the biggest thing we wanted to do was obviously to become more consistent in achieving this goal. And so we've done that, but we got off to a slow start, and you know, hopefully we can continue to, you know, have good consistency in this rivalry. But you know, I want to win, not for me. I want to win for our team. I want to win for our fans, and you know, I want to be one of the few 12-0 teams in college football. You know, there's not many 12-0 teams at any program historically. So this is a you know, be a great achievement for this group. It's not about me.
Does this game have a noticeable impact on recruiting, especially in-state recruits when it comes to when you go and see them?
Yeah, not really.
It's not that big of a deal.
Not really, because we you know, occasionally there's a guy or two that we recruit against, and it was that way when I was in Alabama. You know, there's just really first of all, the programs are very different, just from a sheer, you know, geography, location, the whole deal, and most kids that have grown up in this state, they're usually one or the other. Sometimes, you know, a guy may transition one way, but it's usually not the case. And so we don't really recruit a lot against each other. You know, there's a few kids here and there, but when you look at our state and just the sheer population of our state, we don't have a huge number of a big pool of prospects, you know, for this level, you know, as compared to Georgia, Florida, Louisiana, Texas, some of the states like that. I mean, Atlanta has more people than pretty much our whole state. So, you know, just population-wise, our pool is not big for either school. And then you throw in academics and the requirements there, character, you know, your need. You know, you have to fill your need, and you might have a great player, but you don't have a need for that position. I mean, there's a lot of dynamics, and so when it all comes down to it, there's usually not many guys. And then it's, well, this kid's grown up Clemson, or this kid's grown up South Carolina. So it's really more the exception that we have a lot of heated in-state recruiting battles. Most of the kids that if we do recruit against are usually out-of-state kids, but even then, I think you know, we're just so different. You know, if a kid really likes Columbia, well, Clemson is a whole different setting. If a kid really likes Clemson, and the setting of Clemson and Columbia is very different. So I think that that kind of, you know, changes that dynamic. You would think that we would spend a lot of time recruiting against each other, but we really don't.
Has enough time passed since that 5-game losing streak to dim your memory, or do you still lament those defeats?
Yeah, I'm feeling lugubrious today. I'm still lugubrious. Thanks for asking. I'm still lamenting that. Where is that guy? Is he in here? Is he here? Anyway, yeah, I got some good laughs out of that. Yeah, no, I'm still very lugubrious. You know, it's not happy. That was a tough stretch for sure, and hopefully, you know, listen, at some point they're going to beat us again. I mean, this is life. This is football. Hopefully not in my lifetime. That'd be great. Hopefully not this year, and hopefully not, you know, the next many years. But chances are, eventually they're going to win a game. And I think for me, I just want to make sure that we can, you know, keep our program consistent and continue to have a good program, and year in and year out, you know, have a chance to compete consistently in this championship, but also our league and beyond.
You mentioned you would go out and get judged by the logo you wore. You saw the back and forth of the fans in the Auburn-Alabama series. You've seen it in this. Have you kind of now take it in stride? Brent mentioned yesterday that, you know, he was surprised, like in Little League games, you'd be taking flack from
Oh yeah, yeah.
You just kind of,
Yeah.
have you kind of embedded in the whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've grown up with that. So, yeah, I get it. It is surprising sometimes that, parents, allow their kids to speak to adults sometimes, but, I just keep on moving. That's just kind of, everybody's got a parent the way I guess they, what's acceptable to some parents is not acceptable to other parents. And, I used to always, take pictures I take pictures with anybody. I don't really care. I mean, Gamecock fans, I don't have any ill will toward anybody. At the end of the day, we're all on the same team, or we should be, in a bigger picture. But sometimes, people coming up and I think taking pictures and trying to five-bomb you and, and parents having fun with that. And, I would never allow my kids to do that. And I think that's probably what he's talking about. But hey, that's me. Everybody's got to parent the way they want to parent. But as far as the normal, you stink and, go Gamecocks and roll Tide and all that, I mean, that's good fun. That goes both ways.
Is there extra juice this week, knowing that in 2013 the offseason was full of 5 bombs and now it's you have a chance to win 5 in a row?
No, you won't see me doing any 5 bombs or any of that stuff if we were to win. I'll just be happy that we won the game. I'm all about what's in front of us and what's after that.
What would it mean to you and the team to wrap up a regular season perfect at home this year?
Yeah, I mean, that's more what I think is yeah, it's great to